Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Andres with coachingwithandres.com. And ladies, thank you for tuning in. Let's check out this new setup. Let's really check this out. We're taking it to a different level now. 2023 is the year to take everything to the next level. And I want to make sure I back that up. So what I want to offer today on this video is a special offer. After I announce the topic, I want you to comment of your situation, your story. And I want you to comment on this topic and make a comment about coaching session. And I'm going to offer you a special discounted price on any session you want of my package of email consultation, 30-minute video or phone call, or 1 hour video or phone call. But I want to hear your story. This is the year when I want to hear more of you. I have content, I got topics, I got videos coming. Trust me, I love researching these things. But I want to hear more of your story. I want to take this year to hear more of what you're going through, what you're feeling, and what you want to know. All right? I would love to hear it. Check it out. Here we go. Topic is habits for a successful relationship. Oh, habits for a successful relationship. What do you think they are? What do you think habits for a successful relationship are? I'm asking you, literally. What do you think it is? I want you to jot down some notes on that. What do you think makes a relationship successful, sustainable, healthy, exciting, sexy, fun? Number one, what's inevitable in a relationship? What's going to happen in a relationship? I don't care who you are. I don't care how you met. I don't care where you're from. I don't care where you're going. I do care you're watching this video, but what's inevitable? Between two people, fights, arguments, disagreements, misunderstandings, misleadings, mistakes. It's going to happen. But how you guys fight will lead to the higher percentage of having this relationship last longer. How you guys fight, or learning how to fight with your partner, your lover, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, is very, very not only healthy, but important, paramount in how this relationship will work. When you're fighting with someone, everything is highly intensified. Your emotions, your triggers, your nerves, your habits. It's just who we are as people. So you have to understand, if you have a certain way where you get a little too heated, or you get basically quiet, or you basically shut off, or you do some things that basically the other person doesn't like. A good suggestion would be to let them know what's going to happen as a warning. I'm going to just give myself 10 minutes just to walk away, but I'll be right back. I'm sorry, I'm working on this. They appreciate the fact that you are keeping them included on the process on how to handle a difficult situation, and no one's expected to handle it smoothly, perfectly, or righteously all the time. Great. You're not some priest or some nun who knows how to say everything all the right time and do everything the right time. No, I'm sorry. You're a human being. You're going to make mistakes. You got feelings. Good, make mistakes. But if you warn the person ahead of time out of respect, listen, I just need a couple moments by myself. Let me go recharge. I don't want to say something I'm going to regret, because I know we're right now in the middle of it, but give me a few moments. That level of respect is showing the level of love for that person, that you're realizing, I don't want to blow this up. I don't want to fuel the problem. I don't want to put gasoline in the fire. And it's very common too. It's very normal. I actually have done it before in the past, and it's not a pretty sight. I don't like it. I don't like that about myself, because I had to work on it. We all have something to work on. But when you're aware how you get under certain circumstances and feelings and doubts and fears and all those things that causes fights, take it easy on yourself. Don't feel like you need to resolve it immediately. Don't feel like you need to force the answer. Don't feel like he or she has to be on the same page. Process and whatever it is you do to keep your sanity, to keep you centered, keep yourself cool and collective, and communicate that. So you know ahead of time that person sees that you're really trying to anticipate anything that might disrupt the situation. And you're also seeing that that person is trying to respect that I don't like this about me, and I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it. Before I needed 10 minutes alone, now I only need 2 minutes alone. I've gotten better at that. When you're turning those basically weaknesses into strengths because you're trying to make sure the loved one, the partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, don't feel offended by this, that's a great thing. It's so valuable, learning how to fight. Number 2. This is a very common one. Forgiving each other without keeping scores, no justification. I've seen it, I've heard it, I've been through it. We'll resolve a conflict or a situation today, yesterday, tomorrow, but I hear about last year's problem. I hear, well, last April, you said this. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess you can win this one because I've won the last 4 arguments, so you can have one, sure, just because I like you. Or justification. Well, if you're going to say that, I'm going to say this. Oh, you're going to do that? I'm going to do this. Let's go. I'm going to take it to a higher level. I'm going to basically enable unhealthy behavior. I'm going to elevate this drama and make it worse. You don't want to do that. You don't want to keep scores. You don't want to compare. You don't want to say, I forgive you, when really you don't. You have to understand the forgiving comes in 2 stages, forgiving and then forgetting. And I've always said this before, when you forgive someone, that's a beautiful point in your life where you're realizing, I'm not going to let this weigh on me anymore. I'm not going to let this stay on me and keep this funk around me. I forgive the situation. I understand it. Do I like it? No. Do I agree with it? Probably not, but I understand it. I've come to peace with it. I forgive. And if you basically leave that cell, that prison of forgiveness, of unforgiveness to finally forgive, and you get out there, but then you have this, well, I'll never forget attitude, and I'll bring it up every time we fight, and I'll remind you every time we do something wrong. You're basically leaving this little prison cell, but you're keeping your ankle hooked on this ball of chain to the wall. So you actually feel like the door is open of your prison cell. You actually feel like you're walking out of there, but you actually can't really fully leave the building. You left the prison cell, but you haven't fully left the building because that chain of that ball of that ego and that pride of, I won't forget though. I'm going to justify this. I'm going to remind you. I'm going to keep score. That's a game you don't want to win, people. That's a game you don't want to win because you're going to be playing by yourself at the end of the day. People make mistakes, and people are always going to make mistakes. The idea is to not make the same mistake, to learn from it. But if you keep on keeping scores or reminding someone or justifying the situation, there's actually no ever any room to grow. You're almost capping the relationship. You're putting a ceiling on the possibilities of where this can go because your ego, because you want to be right. Justification. It's very unattractive. I was in a relationship like that once back in my 20s. God. I don't think I did much wrong, but man, if I did do something wrong, it would stick for a while. And I was like, that was 9 months ago. How do you still remember that? It's just an interesting thing, man. You have to be able to live and learn in a sense. But I learned what I've done wrong, but I also learned that that's not someone who I want to be with. We have to continue moving forward and evolving. Which leads to number 3. Forgiving each other without rehashing old fights. So it's similar to basically without keeping scores or justification, but forgiving, forgetting, and not carrying over old drama, old issues, old things, and still rehashing them. So when you don't justify and you don't keep score, you leave the old fights and you bury them. And you don't want to rehash them. Because guess what, people? There is a pile of new fights waiting for you two down the street. Not because of who you are, but it's because of life. It's going to happen. 2 different people, 2 different strangers who are trying to make a life of one. It's okay. And that's why these are habits for a successful couple, is to learn how to fight, because it's going to happen. So you're not rehashing old fights, holding grudges and never forgetting, but I forgive you, or justifying and keeping score. It's going to keep you alone. It's going to keep you alone. Now, obviously, I want to be respectful and understanding that there are certain fights that don't need to be understood or actually spoken on, and you just have a clean break and you go. And you know what I'm talking about, those certain circumstances. But when it comes to normal, everyday relationship kind of arguments and fights, you need to learn how to fight. You want to have a healthy argument, a productive disagreement, because there are going to be more of them. And that way you understand, well, it's me and you versus this problem. It's me and you versus this situation. It's me and you versus this obstacle, not me versus you. It's me and you. That being said, I want to hear your story. So you tell me what you think about habits for a successful couple. My name is Coach Andres with coachingwithandres.com. I really appreciate your subscription, really appreciate your viewership and your support. And I'll see you soon. Take care.